Joining us now is the founder of the nonprofit Stand Up Nashville and the Democratic candidate in the 7th Congressional District. Please welcome Odessa Kelly. It seems like you have some fans here.
I know. What's up, good people?
When you started running for this seat, your district was a Democratic district covering all of this pretty blue city. Tell us what happened.
First of all, welcome to the city. Welcome to Nashville, man.
I lived in this city for a while.
Okay. What happened was that bullshit, you know? I think it's quintessential of what is happening all across this country. You know, and Nashville has been a predominantly blue and progressive leaning city for over 100 years. And as Tequila said, the racist Republicans at the state legislature, in their last act to grab power, decided they were gonna split up Nashville into 3 districts. But what they didn't know is that we're about that life here in Nashville, and we fighters in this city, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So they created 3 districts that will be blue.
So thanks to, as you put it, the Republicans' bullshit, this is a pretty Republican district. You are a progressive, a proud progressive running a progressive platform. How do you convince a bunch of people who voted for Donald Trump, who identify as conservatives, to support you in this progressive agenda?
Because I come with receipts. I'm a Nashvilleian born and raised. I got into doing this work because I was a public servant working for Metro Parks and Recreation close to 14 years. I was on the front line every day, front line of poverty. I watched seniors in the morning come together with other seniors and try to trade pills, you know, because they cannot afford to keep buying prescriptions over and over and over again. I high-fived teachers in the afternoon and ran one of the best after-school programs this city has ever seen. I know exactly what people's urgencies are and what it looks like. I was working 2 jobs, living check to check, trying to raise kids, got a master's degree, got all this debt, and I'm underwater. That don't have a red or a blue cap on it. What they got on it is stress. And regardless of people in rural Tennessee, if they're in the suburbs, or they right here in my hood, everybody's feeling that same type of stress and wants to get out from under it. So I've had a lot of success of going into rural Tennessee and talking to individuals. We got Republicans inviting us down. You know, what they want is someone who can address their needs, and they know that I have a track record of doing it.
And when you talk about policies like Medicare for All, or you as someone who has struggled in this economy and fighting for it, is that an area in which of connection with some of these very conservative rural voters who are suffering similar economic stress?
Absolutely. I mean, it's funny when people call you the far left or progressive. For what? Because we don't want people to be homeless. We don't want people to starve. We want people to be paid the dignity that they are owed for the work that they do in this country. That is why I'm a progressive. You know, I think progressive means moving forward. You know, Elon ain't gonna ever let me on one of them ships, so I might as well take care of Earth, you know, so.
If elected in November, you would make history in a whole bunch of ways. I'm pretty sure you would immediately be the best basketball player in Congress. But you would also be the first black woman to represent Tennessee and the first openly gay black woman to be elected to Congress ever.
I know.
What has the reaction been to your candidacy here in Tennessee?
I think it's been good. As you can hear, this is the reaction I've been getting here and all over the country. And it's not if, it's when. You know, they cut up this district thinking that they were gonna make it harder, but who climbs uphill better than people from the hood, activists, organizers, people out who've been doing this fight against all odds? We're gonna win this race.
You know, as Tequila pointed out earlier, a lot of Democrats have written off large swaths of the South, the National Democratic Party. The term Southern Democrat has often been another way of saying conservative Democrat or blue dog Democrat. In your mind, as you think about it, what is a Southern Democrat in 2022? How do Democrats take back the South?
It's me. It's everyone is here. It's the people who can hear my voice. It's the ones who are gonna see my pretty face when y'all put this on, on YouTube next week. I'm serious, is Andrew Jackson and them racist Republicans Southern? Yes, but that's not the definition of Tennessee, and that's not the definition of the South. Everyone here in Nashville, in Tennessee, we've been fighting our asses off to be the new model of what the South is going to be. We're the definition of the South, and everyone here is itching to do our part to save our democracy, and that's exactly what we're gonna do.
As you mentioned, your background is in organizing, right? You've worked in the community, you've tried to help people. How did you see running for Congress as the natural extension of that? What made you decide to run?
I think it was just the next step in me wanting to be a good community organizer. I became a community organizer because I was desperate to save my own life. Here I am in a community center, and I'm on the front lines of poverty. I'm living check to check. I got friends telling me, am I putting away for my 529? I'm like, what? I'm just trying to make rent, in one of the fastest growing cities in America. I'm from a community that's a case study of gentrification. In the community center, my job was to do Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, arts and crafts, make programs to make intergenerational connections with our seniors and our youth. And I was good at doing it. I could have retired doing that job. But what happened is if I stayed on that job for 20 years, I might top out at 58K. I can't buy a home in the neighborhood I grew up in at 58K. And that is not just me, that was happening to millions of other people. I had teachers in the elementary school that was connected to our community center that were texting me, asking me to put food boxes to the side. People were coming in our community center, they had work uniforms on. These people were social workers. These people did the sanitation, and they were other park workers. The people who are the infrastructure of this city, the infrastructure of this country, that are living check to check. That's what pushed me to be an organizer. By the time I became an organizer, I was really good at it. When we passed that community benefits agreement in 2018, that's to make sure that the city the city was going to do right by the people who lived here and not just adhere to some developers. We made sure that the city had a voice in everyone in it and how we shape our city. Well, I got a chance to go around the country. Same issues that are happening around the country were happening right here in Nashville. When the pandemic hit, I was like, why is it a person who's working in the community center, community activist, fighting harder than anybody else for the CARES Act to get money directly in the hands of the people who need it? And when it came around November, I was like, the issue that we have is that we do all the work. We build all these dominant narratives for the things that we actually need to move this country forward, but we don't sit in the positions of leadership to get it across the finish line. We need people who have shared experiences of what the millions of us are going through in the positions of leadership.
So it's very clear that you have a very fired up following here in the audience tonight. But as you can see, but for the folks who are listening at home, before we let you go, tell us how they can help your campaign. How can they volunteer to make sure that you are the next member of Congress from this district?
Absolutely. For everyone that's out here in this crowd, thank you for coming. To everyone who can hear my voice and everyone that can see my pretty ass face. Follow us on social media, Odessa Kelly TN. Again, that's Odessa Kelly TN on IG and Twitter. Odessa for Congress on Facebook. And go to odessaforcongress.com. That is our website. This campaign is not about just getting me in office. It's about you having the ability to shape this country in the way that you see it. Don't let that small few of hateful people be the ones that define this country. It's mine, and I'm gonna fight for it, damn it.
All right. Everyone, please give it up for Odessa Kelly. Odessa Kelly, thank you so much.